Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting edition of Sports Overtime. Now, I'm Sports Director Tony Reese, joined here by one of my great friends, Michael Long Jr. I know he's a new face to the show, but I want to go ahead and let him speak about himself. Mike, first and foremost, man, appreciate you being here today.
Man, thank you for having me, man. This is awesome.
Now, I know, Mike, you've had many roles here in the city. Most recently, you are a Russell County assistant coach, as well as now a new position. You want to talk about it a little bit?
I can't really talk about it too
I got
much.
you, I got you.
But yes, I do got something new in the mix that's gonna be revealed in the next couple of weeks. So I'm excited about it. It's gonna be new for me. But you know me, and I'm up for any challenge. So when that news drops, man, a lot of people probably gonna be like, "What?"
Okay.
But
Hey.
end of the day, man, I'm thankful for it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Y'all heard it here first. We're going to break that eventually. But meanwhile, man, I want you to go ahead and kind of help me talk about the show today. Starting off with the local scene, we had two Troup County star players commit. They haven't signed just yet. They're planning to sign later in the season, but they're committed to go ahead and play at the next level. Two D1 talent guys. Jeremiah Culpepper is a guy who's a top linebacker on the board this season. He's officially committed earlier this week to Ole Miss. And then we have Javarius Warner. He had several options on the table today, but he decided to go with the Duke Blue Devils, two prestigious programs, both in the ACC and the SEC, man. Just what does it mean to, like, for you personally to see these guys sign these D1 offers knowing that we have a lot of talent here in the area?
And first and foremost, man, I love seeing young talent go to the next level. I don't care what sport it is. I don't care what school you're at. Just seeing these young kids get an opportunity to go play at the next level is a good testament to the hard work that they put in. And for those two guys, they're going to two prestigious universities and then going into two good programs. You got Duke coming off of a ACC championship as an underdog, and then you got Ole Miss who just played in the playoff. So for those two guys to go to those two programs is a testament to their hard work, but it just shows that the programs that they're in puts them in a good position to make it to that level. And so that's just shout out to both programs for doing the things the right way and getting their guys to the next level.
No doubt about it, Mike. I love to say, too, those are two upcoming or incoming seniors, I want to say, both top of their game. I know that's kind of one of those reassuring things to go ahead and knock it out the way so you can just tunnel vision, focus on the season as a whole. And my man Javarius Warner, he had 4 top schools there. We're talking South Carolina, LSU, Stanford, and Duke.
Wow.
And to have those type of offers, he decided to go with Duke. His family, you could tell, he talked about the environment. We actually had the opportunity to hear from both of them on why they chose their schools. Go ahead and check that out now.
It's a very special place. It's very different out there. You know, it still has a country vibe, which I'm used to. There's a lot of great people down there, and it's about me growing and developing to be able to play at the next level, to be a better person, be a better man as a whole. And I feel like that's the place that's gonna get me there, and that's why I call it home.
You know, it's very exciting to be a part of a team who maintains a 3.8 GPA and just won the SEC championship. So I feel like it's all in one. So you get a great education and you playing great football. So I feel like it's just why not?
You heard it there. Why not, man? Especially, I love the fact that we talk about grades. We were told by one of the assistant coaches off to the side that neither of those boys have below a 3.0 GPA.
Wow.
3.5. These guys are top tier.
Yeah.
So for them to go ahead and get that out the way, man, and to hear them talk about, for Culpepper, he says it's felt like home.
Yeah.
You know, he met a country guy. He's like, look, Troop, you play for a big school, go to a bigger school. We know Pete Golden's officially took over that program now, so he's looking to be on one of those rebuild years. And a guy like Culpepper is an instant day one starter potentially. He has that type of talent.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Javarius, he comes in, Warner guy can run it out the gym, man. This kid is speed, talent. If you've seen a couple Troop games last year, you know, they had a pretty decent run up until they hit Sandy Creek. Then they got in the playoffs, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But both of those guys are key returners for Coach Tanner Glisson, you know, a guy that we know very well.
Yeah.
Tanner G is one of those guys, man. He was even there today speaking on his guys. That team is fascinating to watch, I got to say. Coach as a whole, man, he's been there for quite some time. And, you know, he coaches baseball as well. They're coming off a state championship year, state runner-up year. It's a lot of excitement around Troup right now, man.
Yeah, it is. I just want to say shout out to Coach Glisson for what he does on the baseball and football sides. Both programs are very, very, very good. You got a Troup football program that's competing, and we're right there on the cusp of reaching that goal of getting to a state championship. And then what he did on the baseball side of going to back-to-back state championships, winning last year, and then coming in and following literally to run short
Controversial about that,
of
man.
tying it up and then having an opportunity to take over that game and win that. So shout out to you, Coach. You're definitely doing a great job with both programs and definitely going to be a bright future in both programs. I mean, he's very young on the baseball side. I mean, he's going to basically return almost all of his starters this upcoming year. And all of those guys have been in the mix both years that they've been in state championships. So look out for Troup.
No doubt about it, man. Since I've been back, I can't say every year they just retool and re-better. It's almost like a Bama, Georgia type caliber team. They always have.
They're just reloading.
Talent, man. It's definitely fascinating. Well, that's going to go ahead and do our first block here. Coming up, we're going to talk about all things college baseball. And this man knows quite a few things about the game of baseball. So I figured why not bring him on, and we're going to sit here and dissect all that. Be sure to tune back in with us here in a bit.
Let's do it.
Welcome back, everybody. Now, I just mentioned it, but we're going to talk about the college baseball landscape right now. Several Alabama teams and Georgia still in the mix for the super regional play as they look to go to the Men's College World Series. Mike, we have the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah.
They had to get it out the mud, my brother. I'm talking about that first drop game. They lost to Milwaukee, and then they had to go on and rally. And even then, they got hit by several weather delays, several late pitches. Now all of a sudden they're in the driver's seat, essentially, taking on the SEC opponent in Ole Miss. What have you seen out of this team, and what do you think they really have to get done this weekend to keep moving on?
Well, Auburn has been a strong team all year. They pitch well. The offense hits the ball pretty well. They produce runs. They have their moments where, and just like any baseball team, you're going to have your days where the ball may not be rolling your way. But at the end of the day, the goal is to win and get to this position to potentially go to the World Series. There's in the regional play, you dropped the first game to Milwaukee, which was a shocker to a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
But at the end of the day, you're still in the mix. And yeah, those rain delays, especially from a baseball standpoint, when you're thinking about your pitchers, your starter, you roll your starter out. He's getting in a groove, and then you get into a delay. It's kind of hard to bring the starter back, just because as a starter, your process pregame is extensive, and it gets to the point where you don't really want to shut it down and try to re-up. You want to kind of just continue to go until you can't go anymore. So those delays definitely can hurt you, but you still look at Auburn; they're still playing. So that means it didn't hurt them to the point where it put them out. They found a way to get it done. Just listening to interviews of Butch Thompson and just what he talks about his guys and what he's seen out of his players from an offense and defensive standpoint, he's very pleased where they're at right now. He knows that they had to really get out the mud, as you said, to get to the super regional. But you're at home. And I would tell you right now, if you haven't been to an Auburn baseball game, you need to get to one. I'm trying to tell you, Plaisman Park is like no other, if you ask me. The feel of it is electric, and those players they feed off the fans. So I know Plaisman Park is going to be jumping this weekend.
You said it there, man. I know there's been a lot of questions going in on how Auburn will, remain.
Yeah.
I believe there's 7 SEC schools still in the mix, and, several of them happen to be in the state of Alabama.
Yeah.
We talked about Auburn, of course, is taking on the Ole Miss Rebels in the best-of-3 series starting tomorrow. They'll play throughout the weekend. You want to go to win those first 2, so you can go ahead and punch your ticket. But meanwhile, it could go 3. It just depends. If so, it'll be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday affair. So a lot of excitement there. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and go to Troy, man. The place that we know dear to our hearts.
Yes,
we
do.
talk about that. The Troy Trojans.
Yeah.
First super regional in program history. Coach Skylar Meade has come in and really turned that program around. They've had great ball coaches in the past.
Yeah.
But this team this season is just different, man. 36-30, a record that I haven't seen in quite some time. They're facing the Little Rock Trojans, so it's a battle of the Trojans at this point, man.
Yeah.
2 teams that many people will say are the underdogs. You kind of talk about March Madness. These will quote-unquote be Cinderella teams. But according to Coach Meade, they're not a Cinderella team. They want to win it all.
I saw the interview with Coach Meade when he talked about this is not a Cinderella moment for us. This is something that we plan for. It's something you game plan for 365 days a year. It's something that you have to embed in your mind that we can get to this point. It's new to Troy, being the first time, but it's a blessing
Come
to
on
say
now.
that you're
I'm
hosting
telling you.
a super regional.
To
The
even
first
still
one.
be playing ball at this point
Oh,
is
yeah.
wild. man.
And I would say this. This is just like a situation where it's like ball don't lie. I think Troy got snubbed last year of not making the tournament, having a really phenomenal year. As far as record-wise, it wasn't as good as last year, but they still had a really good nucleus
doubt about
and
it.
a good team.
Right.
So for them to have the chance, that's all they needed, and they took that opportunity and they ran with it. And look what they did in Gainesville, being the SEC power.
Against Miami, ACC. Then going against
ACC,
Florida.
ACC
the
powers.
Gainesville regional host and going in
It's hard.
not once but twice back-to-back games.
It's hard to get out of there.
Come on now.
And be the regional winner. With what they did. I watched just about every single game that they played in the regional. Man, they hit well.
Come on now.
And that's one of the hottest offenses right now. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Man, that kid's different.
I'm
bro.
telling you, and this is the thing about it, and you look at, I'm gonna say from the high school standpoint, middle school standpoint, you have a lot of guys who feel like if I hit in the 8-9 hole, I may not be that good of a hitter. Well, if you look at Troy, their 8 and 9 hole guys really carried them a lot in that regional. So I say that to say this: it doesn't matter where you hit in the lineup. Your job is to do what? Produce.
Come on now.
You got to produce, and they did that well, and that helped carry them, and it helped bring a lot of spark and energy into that dugout. So I would say that their offense carried their defense.
Oh yeah,
for
no
what
doubt
they
about
did.
it.
So kudos to them, man, and
Troy,
we're rooting for you.
Little Pace Field definitely has upgraded since the last time we were there, but man, I know that place is gonna be rocking.
Oh, they're gonna be adding some season there this time.
Come on now. They'll start their first game this Saturday, so a lot of excitement there. And that'll carry out throughout the weekend. Catch that game at 3 Eastern over on ESPN2. Meanwhile, I want to jump up to Tuscaloosa. Alabama Crimson Tide still in the mix as well. They're taking on St. John's Red Storm. Now, this is one of the other situations where, people were like, who's St. John's? Well, St. John's is a basketball school, but baseball-wise, they got a pretty decent record as well.
Yeah.
What would you say to those that are unsure of a team like that? Like, Bama's going to run the floor, but at the same time, it's like March Madness.
Yeah.
Things can get chaotic at any moment.
Yeah.
You have your ups and downs. What's going to be the key for Alabama to come out on top here?
The key for Alabama is just don't allow the outside noise to get to you. You're at home. Play like that. And the crowd's going to be electric. It's been a long time since Alabama's even been in this position.
Right.
And for them to, be able to host is a big thing. But don't sleep on St. John's. St. John's is going to come in there and give you everything they have because they're playing like they have nothing to lose. They're in a situation where, a lot of people did not expect them to get there. So they should play a little loose, a little free, and continue to keep the main thing, and that's the win. You got to win too. But same thing for Alabama. I mean, they got some of the hottest baseball players in college baseball. Justin LeBron being one of the guys that's going to hear his name called pretty soon.
No doubt about it.
He's a very good player, very toolsy. He can move around if he needs to. He produces very well in that lineup. And guys like him and their pitching staff is really, really good and really stout. So if you ask me who I would think will win this super regional, I think it would be Bama. But again, don't sleep on St. John's. They're here for a reason.
You said it there, Mike. I'm gonna tell you one thing. To get to the College World Series, it has to run through the state of Alabama. That's 3 teams we just talked about.
3 teams.
It's all in Alabama. That's first in a while that something like that has ever happened, first and foremost. So that's a big accomplishment for the state of Alabama.
Imagine if they all make it to the World Series.
Man, come on now. I'm telling you. The coverage-wise for us, that's going to give us content for days, I said. For days, man. But meanwhile, we got to jump across the river. We got to go over to the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
Now, to no surprise, Georgia Bulldogs, one of the hottest teams this year. They're still in the mix. They will be taking on a tough Mississippi State opponent, SEC opponent. That's starting on this Saturday, actually, at 11 a.m. Eastern, ESPN. They got the main slot. I know they probably wanted that game to be a little bit later. Got to talk about that for a minute, man. I thought Georgia Tech, they were playing some of their best ball this season. Yeah. They came up just short against Oklahoma, now officially eliminated. But I was surprised to see that they're not still in the mix. But meanwhile, Georgia took care of business, took care of it with extraordinary fashion.
Yeah, they did. Tech did have a great year. Touch on them real quick. It's very heartbreaking to see a team like Tech with what they've done all year, coming in as a 2 seed in the tournament and get bounced at home. But that just goes to show that anybody can win at any given moment in baseball. Anytime. All right. Baseball is one of those sports where you can't necessarily outmatch somebody. You may have a guy that's throwing 95 plus or whatever and mix every pitch well, but the other team may have the same thing. And to me, when I look at baseball as a whole, how are you producing? And the team that's producing the most is going, I ain't gonna say automatically, but they're gonna probably come out on top. And that's what's been happening in these regionals. And, you look at what Troy did, just how hot they got. You look at St. John. You look at Cal Poly. All right. You look at some of these smaller teams, quote unquote, and what they've done. Anybody can make it. So. And then you got to think about it. Tech didn't lose to, quote unquote, a small school, but they lost to a team that a lot of people didn't think they would lose to. And on a walk-off, too. Walk-off bomb, dead center. Can't do nothing about that. You can't
wish
do nothing
you could have got
about
it back, but at the same time.
Yeah, but.
How lucky. That's a luck thing.
Yeah, exactly. But you look at Georgia. I know they'll go into game one without one of their heavy hitters, and Trey Phelps, due to an injection. But they're hot all around.
Come on now.
And then when you add him back game two, good luck.
How about them dogs? I'm telling you, them guys looking real nice against a team that they've already faced a couple times this season.
Yeah.
So they already know the high caliber stakes that are there. Talking about a lot going into Foley Field. Like I said, this weekend, that's an 11 a.m. start over on ESPN. Man, a lot of great baseball action. So if you love the sport of baseball, best believe you have several teams nearby in the area that are about to play in some serious games.
Go watch them.
For a shot.
Turn the TV on.
Men's College World Series. Omaha starts next week. It's a lot of excitement, man.
A lot of excitement, man. It's going to be a lot of fun baseball. I definitely will be tuned in.
Come on now.
I need a couple more TVs because there's going to be so many games going on. Yeah, I need
play where they got all four of them at the same time.
Exactly, man, because I'm telling you, man, it's going to be a lot of good quality baseball played this weekend, bro.
Hey, man. We're going to stick on the diamond, though. But after this break, we're going to talk about the Atlanta Braves. Arguably, are they the hottest team right now in the league? I'll tell you about it more in a minute. All right, y'all. Before we get up out of here, we have to talk about one of arguably the hottest team right now in Major League Baseball. Right here, up the road, the Atlanta Braves. As you see right there on that screen, 42-20 on the season, 677 percentage they've won this season alone. And you look at everybody else, it's not even a comparison. The Dodgers, maybe. Now, that's a questionable there. But everybody else, these guys are way ahead of the pack. Michael, is it a hot take? Or is it just straight facts that these guys are arguably the hottest team in MLB right now?
I think it's facts, man. I mean, I think they've only lost one series all year.
You talk about the consistency they're playing with
consistent.
Night in and night out.
They're consistent, man. And at the end of the day, consistency is what rules baseball. All right, how consistent you can be on a daily basis. Because you play a lot of games. You can think about it in the MLB, you play 162 games. All right? So you got to be consistent in order to build on wins. All right, and stack those wins. So the Braves are doing a great job of doing that. They may drop a game here. And there's been a couple ugly losses, but they're not a lot of ugly losses. So for what the Braves are doing, you got to think about it. They got some of the hottest baseball players
boy.
in the game.
All-Star voting is officially open. All I'm saying is I expect to see a lot of Atlanta Braves in Philly in a couple weeks.
Yes, because I'm telling you, what they're doing with a first-year head coach or manager, Walt Weiss, he's doing a great job of just really
the situation, man. He didn't look.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you right now. If I was on the Braves after that situation and seeing my coach jump in to help my player, that's gonna fire me up. That's a guy I want to play for because I know he has my back just as much as I have his. So the Braves are doing a great job of steadying the ship and just keeping it on the right path. I expect them to make a deep run come October when that time comes. They're doing a great job of just filling the zone up on the mound, and the offense is just electric. You got guys like Ronald Acuna. You got several guys, Drake Baldwin. You got guys that we haven't heard of, just doing what they have to do to help the team win.
Dominic Smith,
Matt Olson.
The list goes on and on.
It does, man. You can name everybody that's in that starting nine right now is doing their part.
Money Mike gets hot towards the back end. It's crazy,
and he's due for that too.
100%,
because some injuries is kind of, I ain't gonna say derailed his career to this start to right now. I would say it's more so he's finally get to the point where he can start to peak a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
To get to those point where he can have his name in consideration for an All-Star vote and things like that. So he's doing a phenomenal job, and that's just, and the list goes on and on, like you said.
Mike, no doubt about it, man. If you have not been able to tune in this season, we actually air some of those games over on PSN 9.3. Be sure to tune in with that. I try to keep it as adamant, as popular as we can whenever I see it. Most times, if not, Braves Vision or Braves.tv is probably the best place to go watch all these games. I know a lot of people are upset about that. We don't have a lot of control over that, but I promise you, when the games are on our station, I'll make sure y'all know about it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, speaking of what's on our station, WTVM is currently airing not only the Stanley Cup Finals, but the NBA Finals. Game 1 took place last night. We're talking the New York Knicks taking on the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. A game that went to the wire, Mike. I don't know if you really got to see much of it, but New York Knicks won Game 1. Yeah. And now many people believe now. We talk about fan bases across the country. New York is a different breed, man. The Knicks ain't won something like this in God knows how long. I think 99 was the last time, so it's been like 27 years.
Yeah.
And our man Drew Pavon is actually up there now, and he was outside the Garden, and they were going crazy. So I know the atmosphere is a little wild and electric right now, man.
Oh, it is, man. You got to think about it. First of all, for them to go on the road and steal a game.
Tough, hostile environment.
And in a hostile environment with Wembanyama, guys like that on the floor, for you to go in and take control of that game late and keep your foot on the gas.
Come on now.
It says a lot about your team. And winning Game 1 is crucial for either side, whether you're home or away. It sets the tone for the series. So, and it's big for the away team to win on the road at least one game, all right, because it helps you when you get to go home with your fans on your floor. And both teams are hot, man. You got, this is actually one of the best matchups that I've seen in a while. It's not your Golden States and things of that nature. You got two teams that haven't been there in a while. You got to think about it, it's been a long time since the Knicks has been in the mix, and then the Spurs. Early 2010s. Stuff like that. Right. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute for both teams. So I think that this series could go 7.
I think so, man.
I really think it can go 7.
I've heard people say Knicks in 6. Spurs is 6.
I think either one of them in 7.
I think it could go 7. I'm not even mad at it. I'd love that because what we've seen so far, it's been several games the last all postseason really. Yeah. We've seen several Game 7s go through, and just the excitement they bring for both fan bases, and now it's a culmination of just the greatest players on the planet playing for a shot at the NBA Finals. And you know they added the Larry O'Brien Trophy back to the court this year.
Yeah.
So it brings that nostalgia back into it. And we're just talking about the new generation. Many people saying Wemby is the face of the league going forward. Meanwhile, you still have guys like Jalen Brunson still itching for their ring, Karl Anthony Towns.
Brunson is a dog.
Guys, he's a goat, man. That guy's a dog. I'm not going to lie to you. But, Mike, before we get out of here, man, I want to go ahead and any final thoughts you just want to get off your chest, man? We talk about just sports as a whole. Any teams you're looking for, any games you're looking forward to this weekend?
Man, I'm looking forward to a lot of different college baseball series this weekend, especially Auburn, Troy. I'm looking forward to both of those. I'm looking forward to all of them just to see how they play out because there's a lot of mid-majors in there who a lot of people expect them to not even be in this position right now that are in good positions to make it to the World Series. You got to think about it. Troy and Little Rock are going against each other. Those are two mid-majors.
Crazy.
So out of that series, one mid-majors is going to the World Series. They're going to go to Omaha. For the first time. So if that's not going to help, that's going to help fuel both of those programs this weekend. You look at Auburn, who a lot of people coming into the season expected them to be in this position. So looking for them to hopefully take care of business and make it back to Omaha. And shout out to Butch Thompson, man. That was I'm gonna be honest with you.
Adversity.
In the last several years, that's probably one of the best hires Auburn has ever had. Because look at what he's done since he's been at Auburn. He's been consistently building. His first few years, he just building that program how he wanted it to be. Got the right coaches in there. He's recruiting the right players, and this would be their third time in the last, I think, 6 years making it to Omaha.
Impressive.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, no knock to neither one of those teams that have made it. In the last 6 years. I think this team has the opportunity to win it all.
I think they stacked across the board. There's definitely a lot of firepower on that team.
And they're young. That's the thing. A lot of people
nowadays, man, you can't
they're
beat
young,
that.
they're young, and Butch Thompson does a great job of getting into the transfer portal and getting guys out of the portal that helps the program be better. And it's not just, hey, let's get this guy just because he's in the portal. We think Butch Thompson does a great job of creating a roster that fits what the program needs, not what they want, what it needs. So for him to have, you know, a mixture of portal guys, a mixture of guys coming straight out of high school, he's done a phenomenal job. I really think that they're going to have opportunity to go to Omaha and have a chance to win it. Definitely looking forward to seeing what the NBA Final does. This is one of those matchups that we haven't seen in a long time.
It's getting ugly. They got to go back to New York, and playing in the Garden is a pressure cooker.
Yeah, it is. And I'm telling you, playing in the Garden, and you've seen several, you know, players, you know, some of the greats like Michael Jordan and LeBron James, those type of guys say, you know, it's different playing in the Garden. So the Spurs going to want to win this next one. They're going to want to try to get one at home before they get on that road. Because if you go down 2-0 and go get on that road and go to New York, good luck.
It ain't looking pretty.
It ain't looking good. So good luck to them. I honestly still think it's going 7. I think that the Spurs are going to take care of business in the next game. They're going to clean some things up. Wemby's going to be him. And I hope so, I honestly think that he's definitely going to be the face of the league going forward once a guy that we both know and love decides to hang it up, man. I hope that he plays a couple more years, man, just because I know that it's going to feel a whole lot different without him in the league.
It's going to be a hole in the game.
He's a free agent now. So we're going to see where he's going to land. Is he going to go back to L.A.? Is he going to go back to Cleveland? I mean, so it's going to be pretty interesting summer. Seeing, you know, different moves, but right now with the Spurs and the Knicks, man, it's going to be a very good action-packed series. So I'm looking forward to a lot of different things in different sports, man. It's going to be a good weekend full of good quality games all around.
You said it there, man. Well, before you go, man, I want to give you a chance to plug anything you got going on, your socials, anything like that.
Yep. You can see me on Instagram. I post a lot of content on there. A lot of good wholesome content, you know, family and
Father of the Year.
Yeah, I'm about to have a 1-year-old, man. That's just crazy.
Big thing.
It's
loud
very thankful for my daughter, man. Shout out to my wife for being a champion in what she does, and in this first year of motherhood, she's been done a great job of just taking each day, you know, day by day, not trying to do too much, and you know, I'm just a big supporter of her and everything we can do for our daughter. So, yeah, you see me on Instagram, Mike_Long27. I'm on Facebook, Michael Long Jr. And then again, tune in a couple weeks. I got an announcement to make.
Okay.
Can't release that right now.
First scoops, man. Look.
Yeah, you'll definitely know. I got something coming up soon, so tune in for that.
All right. Well, y'all heard it here. Thank y'all for joining us for another exciting edition of Sports Overtime. Now, as always, tune in. Same time next week. We'll have even more content coming at you. For Sports League 9, I'm Tony Reese. That's my man, Mike Long. Thank y'all for joining us.
Yes, sir. See y'all.